Hey Aries, I'm Drea with Abundant Life Divination, and this is going to be your month ahead reading for November 2022. So we're going to take a peek first and see what area of your life that Spirit wants you to focus on. And the card that came out for you first is Self-Worth. Awesome. So let's grab an oracle card, see what energy is surrounding this reading for my Aries collective for the month of November 2022. What energy is surrounding my Aries collective? And we have two that flipped over. The first one that we have is No Place Like Home. And we also have Time for a Nap. All right. So for my Aries collective out there, and okay, let's see if we can get these cards to sit straight. There we go. So it feels like with the self-worth card and the No Place Like Home and Time for a Nap, there's a sense of rejuvenation and a sense of sort of getting back to yourself and centering yourself. Maybe you have been sort of firing on all four cylinders for a while and not really taking care of you. Maybe you've been focused on everything and everybody around you, giving that all of your time and attention and energy. And you haven't necessarily, I don't think, been taking care of you. It almost feels like there's a sense that these people, places, situations that you have been dealing with have gotten you a little bit out of pocket, that they have gotten you out of touch with yourself. And now it's time for you to refocus and give back to you and get back to sort of the life that you want for yourself, taking time out, nurturing yourself, pampering yourself, focusing on the things that you need and want out of life. Because it almost feels as though the energy that you've given to all of these other things around you has sort of taken a toll on you. And it has you looking at yourself a little bit differently. So that might be from a physical perspective. It could be from an emotional perspective. I just got this sense in my head that you have been dealing with maybe some emotional vampires or emotional leeches, people who just sort of take, and don't give. And it almost feels like nothing that you can do for them is enough. And it's starting to, I think, stress you out a little bit. So again, there's very much a sense in November that the focus needs to be turned back to you. So let's jump into some tarot and see if we can get some additional messages for my Aries collective. Looking at your energy coming into November, look, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. And so the Queen of Swords, when it's upright, can be a rather sharp card. It's somebody who is very intellectual, very thoughtful, but even more than that, it's somebody who knows how to use their words. And sometimes their words are not necessarily the kindness, but there is absolutely no question about where the Queen of Swords stands. She has her boundaries intact, and if you overstep them, she is going to absolutely let you know and back that ass all the way up. So it feels as though your energy coming into this month has been one that's rather quiet. Maybe you're not speaking up for yourself. You're not necessarily voicing your displeasure with some of the things that are happening around you. And you've just sort of let people run amok in your life. Now we have that clarified by the 10 of Pentacles. So this is all about stability, right? This is the ultimate in sort of material things in life, getting what you want, being very happy, stable, content, having a good solid foundation around you. And I think that deep down, that's what you're desiring. In the midst of all of this quiet and not necessarily using your voice, it really feels as though you're in a place of, you know what, this is not comfortable for me. Like this is not stable. This doesn't feel good. And so I think that you're starting to realize that the way you're sort of dealing with people, places, things in your life is not what's best for you. It's not creating a stable foundation. So something that you may think about leaving behind in the month of November, we have the 5 of Pentacles. This is the card of lack. This is feeling like you were being left without, like you're on the outside kind of looking in. And I think for a lot of my Aries out there, you may feel as though if you don't go along with what other people want, what they expect from you, if you don't continually give, then they're going to somehow shun you. and you're going to be all by yourself in this big world, and that you're going to be missing out on something. It may be that level of fear that sort of kept you in a place of, well, I just need to keep, doing things for them, and, things like that. We have that clarified by the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. So the Seven of Pentacles is really about planting seeds and being patient and waiting for them to grow. And so having this in reverse, it's like, maybe you need to rethink where you plant your seeds. Maybe it's time to actually dig them up now and find some other place to put them. So all of these little energy seeds that you've been planting around with these other people and other situations, maybe you think about not investing so much in them. Maybe you think about taking your energy and putting it somewhere else, i.e. back in yourself, because it doesn't appear that the seeds that you're planting around with these other folks are actually bearing any fruit. So it's almost like you're throwing water, you're trying to be nurturing, and you're not getting anything out of it. And again, I do feel like it's taking a little bit of a toll on you. Now, how you can get the most out of this new month, we have the Nine of Pentacles in reverse. And let's see if we can clarify that a little bit, because the Nine of Pentacles in reverse is really about being abundant within yourself. It's having sort of everything you need. It is that start of a foundation. It's like you're so close to just, being there. But looking at what you've been doing in regards to other people, it's like you're making sure that they're stable, right? You're making sure that they're good without giving your own self the benefit of the doubt. And so what we have clarifying that is the Eight of Pentacles. This is the work card, right? So I think that going into this month, you're going to have to put a little bit more effort into you, right? Where you haven't been the most stable, where you haven't been pouring into yourself, where you haven't been focused on your own abundance in life, and you've been concentrating on everybody else's. I feel like Spirit is saying that this is a pretty good month for you to start turning that focus back on yourself, creating your own foundation, boosting yourself up, creating your own stability, because you're certainly not going to get it from the people around you, the situations that you've sort of been involved in, and perhaps the places that you go for entertainment, maybe where you live, things like that. So something that you might think about exploring over the next month or so, we have the Knight of Swords in reverse, and we also have the Page of Cups. So when we look at the Knight of Swords, this is a super fickle energy, right? It's very in and out. It's very wishy-washy. It's very inconsistent. So having this in reverse is sort of telling me that there's a need for you to sort of solidify what it is that you need in life, what it is that you want, what it is that you expect out of yourself, and what you expect out of others. And the Page of Cups is a baby step, right? So pages are young, they're inexperienced, they're a little timid, they don't have a whole lot to offer, but their intentions are good. So I feel like this is a situation where Spirit is asking you to start taking those little steps to focus on yourself, right? I don't think that you want it to be a situation where it's like, no, I need to take care of myself, and then you just kind of shut everybody out, and then it doesn't necessarily feel comfortable, and then you go sort of running back to what it is that you did before and how you dealt with people before, i.e. not taking care of yourself. And so I think for your exploration journey during November, it's going to require you taking small steps, doing things incrementally, a little bit for yourself at a time, right? As you sort of pull your energy away from these other people. Because what I'm feeling, Aries, is that this is not a drastic change that you're going to be undergoing. Even though you're tired, I think that you want to preserve at least some of the relationships that you have. You just want to approach them in a slightly different way. So being a little bit more consistent with yourself, and also the way that you engage with other people, is worth taking a look at for the next month or so. So the last thing that we sort of want to take a peek at is, what you need to be mindful of in November. And we have two cards here. We have the Empress and we also have the Five of Cups. So the Empress card is really about someone who is standing in their full strength. They are at full power. They are nurturing themselves, right? But then we have next to that the Five of Cups. And this is a card about loss. It's crying over spilled milk. It's, feeling a little wistful, feeling maybe a little bit regretful. And, again, there's this profound sense of loss. But I think that going into November, as you make this transition into focusing more on yourself, there might be a sense on your side that you are letting go of things, and maybe it makes you a little bit sad. That's okay. But understand that in nurturing yourself more now, there are going to be some people around you that may not be particularly happy with this sort of new way of life that you're embracing. Even if it hasn't been drastic, even if it's been just sort of incremental steps in you getting back to yourself and taking a little bit time out for you, people are going to be a little bit confused, right? Well, why isn't Aries giving as much as they used to? Well, Aries said that they couldn't do X, Y, and Z for me. They never said that before. And so they may choose to move away from you because of that. And you know what? That's okay. Because if somebody wants to be around you just because of the things that you're able to do for them and not give anything back to you, not make sure, be concerned that you're not taking care of yourself, is that somebody that you actually want to be in your life? I would think not. But just something to be aware of, that not everybody is going to be on the same page as you once you start taking care of yourself, once you return to your sort of spiritual, emotional, physical, energetic home base, if you will. So your rest, your rejuvenation, your focusing on you may rub some people the wrong way. Don't worry about them. You'll be fine because you really need to take care of yourself. And Spirit has a message for you. Reassess. And so we talked about that just a little bit ago, right? Sort of taking inventory of the people around you and thinking about where it is that you spend your time and your energy and why you've given so much to other people who just don't seem to want to give too much back to you. The people, places, situations that are taking up all of your energy, they're draining you. And so I feel like Spirit is encouraging you over the next month as we sort of get into the end of the year and into a fresh start in 2023. And it's like, look at your choices, look at your life, right? I feel like you're tired. You want more stability. You want to get back to the you that you once knew before. And so take a look at the things and the people that you're involved with and decide whether or not they're truly worth all of the energy that you've been giving to them. So Aries, that's what I got for you. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I will see you on the next one.